We've got Summerween, Summerween. Can't go straight. There we go, Summerween. Welcome to Crystal Rose Realm. I'm Crystal, and today I'm going to talk to you about movies that are thrillers that you could watch in the summertime. Because sometimes you don't want to wait till Halloween. You just want to watch something not spooky, thrillery-ish during the summer months. So let's go. Of course, on here I have I Know What You Did Last Summer. This is a classic. You can either watch, well, you can watch any of them really. There's 1, 2, and then I think I was mistaken from another video. I don't think it's a remake of the new one that they just released last summer. I think it was just like a revamp, so to say, because it's got a different storyline and who the killer is different. So any I Know What You Did Last Summers will suffice for watching a thriller movie during Summerween. Second one, probably cheesy because the graphics are older, but Jaws. This is a pure classic for me. I grew up watching Jaws. It is from the, if I'm correct, like late 70s, early 80s is when they started. I don't know how many are in the franchise. I've only seen like, I think the first 2. Yeah, it's essentially like a shark that's out there killing people. I wanted to also bring up, I saw on like Facebook or TikTok, something like that, but people were watching Jaws like outside while they're in the pool, which I was like, that'd be kind of freaky, you know, add an element of that, add an extra element, I should say, of that like creepiness to it. And if you have those mischievous friends who might pull on your leg to make you scream, but you know, it's all good and fun. I think it would be so fun to do that. It would freak me right out, but I feel like it'd be so much fun. Next one on my list is Friday the 13th, Jason. I know I've seen it, but it's been so long, but I know it's regards to a camp, because I believe Jason, when he was a kid, went to this camp. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, totally put it in the comments if my story's completely off. But from what I remember is that he went to this camp as a kid, and I believe he drowned, and so now he haunts the camp that I think teenagers go to, might be teens. But yeah, so Friday the 13th is another one. I have on here also The Shallows, which has Blake Lively in it. It's not like a slasher / like horror movie. It's another shark movie, but it's more like it's intense, you know. So she ends up going surfing, and then she runs into this shark, which, if I remember, it like bit her or something, so she's stuck on some rock that's like 200 meters away from shore. So she's trying to figure out how to get back to shore without the shark eating her, essentially. The one that's on my list is called Wolf Creek. I watched this with my aunt way back because it came out in like 2008 or something like that, way back in the 2000s. But this one is, there's 3 friends who go to the Australian outback, and their car, I can't remember if it breaks down or if a tire blows. I can't remember the actual specifics, but this guy comes and he's like, hey, you need some help, and he sits with them near a fire, and he helps them. So he brings them to his place, but he's like in the middle of nowhere. Like there's no neighbors for miles and miles. So they end up, he's like, you know, it's gonna take the night. I'll fix your car and it should be ready by morning. They all end up having a campfire with him, and I believe he spikes their drinks with something. But then from there it gets bad. He's not a good guy, if you can tell, because it's a thriller movie. There is some gore, and like, I will say, trigger warning, there are not so very nice things that happen in it that he does. So just beware if you're gonna watch it, because when I watched it with my aunt, she left halfway through because she's like, I don't know how you can do this, but I can't watch the rest of this. But yeah, so just trigger warning if you have, you know, if you're sensitive or what have you, just probably don't watch it. But if you're into it, like the thrillers and stuff, then totally watch it. The next one on my list is Wild Things. This one isn't like a boo, like nothing will pop out and scare you. Like no jump scares. That's the word I'm looking for. No jump scares. It is more psychological, more like a true crimey type of feel, like a whodunit type scenario, you know. And there's a twist at the end of, I mean, some people may have guessed it, some people might not have, but again, with a warning with that one, it has like explicit sexual content in it, and there is some violence as well. So just trigger warning with that one, but it does have a good story plot, and it has you thinking, that's for sure. The next one on my list is A Quiet Place. I only say this because the setting is during summer. If you haven't seen it, it's literally an alien species crashes on Earth, and they can't see, they have no eyes. The only way that they know something's there is with noise. So you can't talk, you can't make noise, nothing, or they'll get you. So I was skeptical watching this. I was like, oh, it's gonna be one of those cheesy movies, because sometimes with those types of movies, I find, for myself anyways, they're either super cheesy and you're like, what is this, or it ends up being really good. This is really good. I would suggest watching it, and there is a second one, and then there's a third one after that, but it's technically the prequel of like when it all started. Next on my list is The Strangers. I believe I saw this one in theaters, and I want to say I was watching the movie like the whole time through my fingers, just because it's one of those ones that, like, you know something's happening, but the characters who are the main character it's happening to has no idea. Like, you know, somebody's standing in a spot behind them, or like, yeah, it's just one of those like creepy-esque feeling to it. This story is basically this couple ends up renting a cabin in the middle of the woods, and there's a knock on the door. I think they were eating dinner, but there's a knock on the door, and they open the door, and these people just, I can't remember the details. I don't know if maybe they open the door and nobody's there, or there's somebody there, but then like when they look behind them, there's also like when the camera, not the person that's at the door, but somebody's behind them in the house. So yeah, it's got like that kind of creepiness to it is what I was trying to say. And I just remember one line standing out for me is the female character, she just goes, "Why did you choose us?" And they literally said, "Because you answered your door." And I was just like, oh my God. Could you imagine? Like, just because you opened your door. Next one on this list is an older one. I think it came out 2000 or 2001, is What Lies Beneath. But it's a good psychological thriller. It really gets you hooked into it. And it's one of those movies where it makes you think the character's going crazy, but they're not, essentially. So yeah, I would say this would be another good one. So I think the premise of that movie is basically her husband, I think he's a doctor, but they have this, like, I believe it's a cottage they go to, and they go there every summer. They end up going there together, and I think she starts seeing a ghost. Again, it's been a very long time since I've seen this, but I do remember it, like that it was good. And I also came across a few TikToks of people mentioning it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't seen that movie in forever. But it is good. It's a psychological thriller, and because it's been so long, I probably would be surprised at it again, just because I haven't seen it in forever. But yeah, anyways, I got sidetracked again. So her husband's a doctor. She goes to the cottage with him, and I think she ends up seeing like a ghost. She starts seeing these like premonitions of like a ghost and all this stuff of a woman, and she tries to untangle a bunch of things, and she realizes who her husband actually is. So the last one on my list for summer is Jeepers Creepers. I was back and forth on whether I actually wanted to add this to this list because it's technically they're on spring break, but I was like, you know what? It does look kind of summer-ish in the movie, and I remember watching this when I was probably 12 or 13, and it was creepy. Just the whole concept of what this creature does and how he actually like lives is insane. It's my Summerween movie list. I'm trying to find more spooky things to watch during the summer as well. Also trying to be a little more light, you know, light and airy with it, but those are my recommendations for Summerween. So if you have any other recommendations, put them in the comments, like, subscribe, and yeah, I hope to read any of the comments. I hope that there's some suggestions that maybe I can check out for movies. Until next time, guys, happy movie watching and have a great day. Bye.